Hey guys, Tsunami here. 1.0 has landed, and I'm sure you're all wondering, how can I get a 3-second Wukong ult, or turn Bebo into a Super Zepian machine gun, or how can I get a Mosquito Eva build where you just heal by dashing around and sucking people off? Well, you need armory items, which requires Prisma, a lot of it. I somewhat unethically terrorized NA unranked for like 10 hours last week to test the best ways to get Prisma, ideally without bloodshed, but sometimes you get lost in the heat of Prisma. I'll cover what is Prisma, where is Prisma, extracting Prisma, saving Prisma, and my optimized farm route. You can skip to each section by pressing these numbers on your keyboard. First, the basics. What is Prisma? It's the currency used to gacha for items in the armory. So you spend 500 Prisma to get a random item, which is then able to be bought with gold in-game. Copies of items give you higher star levels. The highest star levels are very strong, like we saw in that Wukong clip. All items have an equal chance to be pulled, but at the end of the day, it's if you're lucky or not. Next, I'll cover every source of Prisma on the map. TomKick made a video which covers very similar info for drops if you'd rather check that out, but a lot of values have changed from when he playtested it. First off, Prisma comes from 3 sources: mobs, objectives, and players. To break it down, for the mobs, squad leaders drop 2 Prisma. Notice I said squad leaders, not the little minions or the Healy dude. The punchy guys and chaos steps also drop 2, while night camps aka ghosts drop 3. You can stick around for Biome Guardians, the mobs that spawn after you clear most of the squad leaders in a region, and that's 12 Prisma to line your pockets with, on top of 300 gold each. Boars and Jellyfish are worth nothing, but the Screamers are the real sauce, dropping anywhere from 2 to 35 Prisma, which is basically gacha in a gacha system. For the objectives, day 1 bosses with exotic powers drop 30, while the Meteor Soul boss gives 60 split among your team. The big dude drops a split 100, that's the final boss. Shogi, the guy in Machine, also drops an entire 80 Prisma. Killing players nets you 33% of their current Prisma, and finishing them off snags you another 25% plus a flat 25 bonus for executing, and then at minimum 15 for the kill. So now it's actually better to execute everyone instead of just people with more than 100 Prisma. Pro tip, if someone is on a ledge or in lava, you can dash from the abyss onto the ledge or the lava and then interact as you pass over, and then this grabs the wisp to the ledge while you finish. There's also a perk that spawns 10 Prisma every minute, which gets collected no matter what. Lastly, your placement at the end of the game affects your Prisma multiplier. Placing 12th to 7th gives you a 1x multiplier, but if you snag a spot from 6th to 1st, you're looking at up to a juicy 1.6 times, going in increments of 1. This applies to ending Prisma and extracted Prisma. Speaking of, next is how to keep Prisma. There are Prisma extractors that spawn in forges starting on day 2, along with relic shops where you can buy relics and perks. And they spawn in on day-night cycles at the same time as mobs, so a 5-second delay when day-night starts. And in the endgame, they spawn in random places. They'll drop down from the sky, kind of like how the shops work, but the icon bugs out. For the actual extractors, you just walk over, hold interact on the extractor, and then the rate of deposited Prisma ramps up depending on how much you're putting in. When the circle completes, your upload is done, and your Prisma is safely in your account. This extractor has a limit of 1k, which most of the time won't matter too much, and depending on how much Prisma is in here when it finishes uploading, you'll get some loot when it's done. Here is the approximate loot table with armor upgrade breakpoints at around 200 and 650 or so. However, extractors can be broken, so keep an eye out and protect it. Someone breaking your extractor is basically worse than death because it's like getting executed 7 times. Pro tip, start extracting with only 1 Prisma and then upload the rest when it's almost finished just to be safe. For some other interactions, it can get nuked to break it and then all the Prisma gets dropped. And for some reason, Robber Raccoon just sucks it into the void, so don't do that. Unless a Legend 3 stack has been perma-running you down. If an extractor spawns in zone before it closes, it will remain even after the storm closes over it, so you can go back safely into the storm shift to upload most of the time. Uploading makes a sound that other teams can hear and changes the icon on the map, which will clue other people in, maybe aggroing them. I won't list out everything related to protecting it, so I'll let you explore it, and we'll see if this changes, if more people know how to get Prisma. Now, for the farming strategy, to be fair, the fastest way to farm Prisma will involve repeatedly killing people and executing them, which requires being much better than the average level of the lobby. This Reddit post by Ham roughly summarized this process. Ham joined my group after I left, and they got to sell more noobs because he's a better player than me, so they got better gains. The strategy that I'm providing is more ethical and noob achievable, though. Most people know that a lot of Screamers spawn in Magebog in Vine Grove, but not many people know that the desert has 10 and Shogi drops 80. This strategy is optimal with 3 players, it's okay with 2 players, and it's really hard to do solo, so this is basically a friends check. Join the main Supervive Discord or add people if you don't have those. These Prisma zones are pretty far apart, but this distance can be closed very easily with Sky Sharks, aka cars. Aim for sky sharks near your drop, and if you get the cars before other people, it lets you reach the Prisma sources before them. Holding your jump button while riding speeds up the car, and if you have a bug where this doesn't work and you just hear a click sound, write down, save all your settings, and then click reset to defaulting your settings, rebind them back to what they were. This is what helped me fix it. Basically, your action flow will boil down to split up to 3 areas, farm them, regroup with your team. While waiting for the next day, hit up the nearest forge to buy some relics if you have gold for combat strength, do a nearby vault for perks or relics if you're just starting out, or do a nearby boss. Some bosses with powers will spawn 30 seconds before night 1 ends, so you can take them for extra Prisma and powers. If you want to avoid fighting, use oracles for information. They show a heat map of all players minus those in bushes or with the jammer perk. Now, to optimize everything, you should arrive to the prime farm locations still in zone right before day 2, so you can farm them ASAP before other teams come. For example, take the base camp in Mage Bog before you go to the Forge in Vanegrove, then take the camps in Vanegrove, recall to Mage Bog to finish clearing. Or just have someone else recall to Mage Bog while you take Vanegrove. Meanwhile, your third teammate can do the boss in Mana Coils, take the Screamers, it just depends on the storm position. After this, you can farm more camps and repeat, or you can ambush people looking to extract or fight if you feel strong. Now, for Hunter selection, it's all pretty straightforward. The TLDR is pick meta, Brawl, Jin, Shiv, Wukong if you can, or learn to play them if you plan on farming a lot. Otherwise, cars should help you. Generally, high mobility characters like Brawl or Wukong are good. Shiv and Ghost are great because they can fight well. If you need either, 5 to 10k Prisma for a specific item, then just pick whatever you can fight on, and then use cars when needed. The more Prisma you need, the more you'll play, so the more you can learn the most efficient character to get the most Prisma long term. If you're 3 stacking, then you can have one person on a mobile early game fighter like Ghost or Shiv to take contested regions like Mage Bug or Machine. Have the late game powerhouses like Brawler Felix gravitate towards Desert where it's calmer. You could also have an Oath in this team to help guarantee executes because it can block people coming in with their shield. If you're 2 stack or solo, you basically have to play something like Jin or Wukong, otherwise you're too immobile early, and if you lose any of these regions, that really kills your efficiency in the long run. Alright, with all this info, keep a few things in mind. A lot of high elo players already know about this. This isn't a secret strategy, but it's really hard to 3 stack because the elo band is much bigger. They have like 30-minute queues. They will farm and fight better than you if you see them though, so cut your losses and pick uncontested zones using oracles. In general, these zones are great to be aware of and do if you want Prisma and EXP gold, and you can incorporate them into whatever game you're in. People are usually bad at preparing for day 2, so you can camp these Prisma zones if you miss day 1 and this applies to day 3, etc. Sometimes, if teams are fighting, you can just take the boss instead because it gives you combat strength in the form of a perk or weapon and Prisma. And if these zones become popular, if this guide pops up, if the knowledge spreads, you won't be able to do the full farm route probably, but at the very least, no matter what skill level you're at, you will be able to identify and collect whatever Prisma is still present on the map. And with the latest Prisma patch, it's actually profitable to just kill people and execute them, as you're guaranteed at least 40. Keeping or safely extracting Prisma is just as important as farming fast, as you can farm twice as much, but then die just once to have the same outcome. Anyways, sorry for all the disclaimers again, I just wanted to anticipate comments and another potential meta shift. Try this in game, and if you're able to beat any of our numbers we hit, feel free to DM me a screenshot. My Discord is just Sunani. The record that I know of is 3230. Anyways, peace out, happy Gamba.